Good morning, afternoon, and evening from wherever you're in the world. I'm your host, Andrew TCG. I'm sorry my voice is low because my voice hurts because I've been screaming at like 5 different concerts as I am not home. I am currently on vacation, but I realized that I have not uploaded content, so I am uploading content while here, and we have not done a market watch in a while, so I think this was a good time, even though it is BCS Houston at the time of this recording, and also it is basically this weekend, so it's happening right now actually, but um last week we had Austria, I guess, and then also 2 weeks ago we had Duluth, Georgia, where we had Shauna winning BCS Duluth, and as you can see here, it is with the new Dengeki Bunko stuff. So yeah, and one thing I would talk about as well is Love Live, but Love Live is in a weird spot right now because it is not new standard. So yeah, we're not gonna talk about Love Live until Bushiroad fixes that issue that Love Live has and so forth. But taking a look at both Austria and Duluth, there are some notable decks. Like one thing we're gonna for sure talk about is um, Shauna. Well, yeah, and also we're gonna talk about the usual suspects of Hololive and um, Bochi because Bochi is in a weird spot as well with terms of the market because of how I don't know what's happened. It's like not a lot of people has really opened it, but at the same time people have really opened it as well. But as you see here, the Nijika Brainstormer is out of stock, and the Rio might hit the same situation as the Nijika because they are both important for a very good top end play. In comparison to the Bochi top end, and usually it is basically door bar, basically level 1 Hitori Goto, and then the level 3 Yo Yamada. So basically, as you can see here, it's bought out, and it's been bought out since like last week, since last week, and they've sold for $10. So if you have any list on T-shirt player, you want to move them fast because people may be looking for them. If not, I guess if you want to sell playsets, sell playsets because I think it is worth selling playsets now for like 200 probably because supply and demand. And the Rio, on the other hand, was a $3 card, but it spiked up to a $8 card, as we've talked about before. Because Bochi would see play in the current meta, it is very um, strong at getting resources, and on top of that, it is very good at pushing damage when it needs to as well. And also, it is a very good finisher to help close out games, especially with the rares and the rare 3-2 Ryo that lets you shuffle back, and on top of that, the 3-2 Nishika that is basically a 3-2 Shion. I don't know how to better explain it. I guess on cancel Burn Musashi type of ordeal. But next up is Hololive. The only card we're really going to talk about is the rise of the return of Marine, because Marine was like a very cheap card. It was like around $10, but we're seeing it slowly creep up back to its $15, $20 price. We've been talking about this for the last couple market watches, but this is something that people should pick up if they want to play Hololive and they don't have set one stuff. This is probably one of the more crucial cards to pick up because most of the cards that you really need from set one are pretty cheap right now. So yeah, next up we have Shauna. Shauna was something that we talked about being a under uh what's it called, underperforming set because it did not really have much um support. But after Dengeki, that is not the case, and people were not ready for the UG 1-1 early play, or not the early play, the anti-burn, where this card was like a $4 card, but around time of release, it was like still $4, my bad. It's kind of creeping up to like $5-6. So if you can pick up a Shauna playset, pick up a Shauna playset is what I would recommend. We're not gonna go to the Dengeki yet, but the Dengeki Bunko helped support Shauna to where people are playing with this card, where it's a on play top card stock clock into your waiting room. This is the early play. The early play is like $5 right now. If there's only 2 listings realistically after this one sells, you can only pick up 2, so that's gonna be the hard case. Same with the 0-0 Shauna combo that people are playing with the door combo. It was a $3 card, but now it is a $20 normal, which is interesting. But realistically, this card is a $5 card. As you can see, people were picking up Shauna. After they saw Shauna win, people were like, "Oh wait, not a lot of people are gonna respect the Shauna anti-burn." But if you see, look, if you're able to keep track of like why, how they won, it's mainly probably because people weren't really respecting the Shauna matchup. And I'm gonna take a look at the whole life list real quick, which is Marine. Um, I don't see the 0-0 flare that bounces back. So as you can see, some people were probably respecting more of like other aggro matchups like SDS or defensive matchups like Tenshina, but they were not respecting decks like Shana in this regard, where Shana was able to win because of the anti-burn feature it has, and people were not able to bounce back. Like I don't see an Oceanal Cole, I don't see like you may win against decks like Oceanal Cole, you may win against decks like Ayakashi Triangle, but you're not gonna win against Shana if you don't have an out to the anti-burn. So yeah. Next up, because we are talking about Dengeki Bunko, and I forgot to bring up the double rares. Not a lot of people open the set because of the fear of what happened in JP. As you can see here, this is an atrocious price right now for a Shana. If you could pick up a playset of Dengeki Bunko for like less than 200, that will probably make back your money. But $9 to a, I don't know, a $30-$40 double rare, which is kind of insane at this point. And have they been moving for $30-$40? No, they've been moving for $20, which is a very reasonable price with how much people only want the Shana because it's Shana and so forth. And how about the rares? That is something I would want to talk about as well because the rares are crucial for this deck, and they're around the 50 cents range, which isn't bad. And I think also the trial deck card because they are actually important. Yeah, so the trial deck Melopon, I think JP has this got reprinted for English. It's a $4 card. Not a lot of people open trial Dengeki, so that results in because not a lot of people usually open trial decks normally, they don't really, it kind of makes it worse when people didn't really open Dengekis. As you see, like people are buying it for $10 even, which is kind of insane. Um, so yeah, after that we are talking about Free Run because that was released this week because I have not been keeping track of stuff. But overall, the Free Run prices look about normal. A lot of people are opening the set because one, Soul no Free Run was a very big anime in the 2024 season, so a lot of casuals are opening and cracking it to great SPs. However, what about competitive wise? I think Free Run is a very strong deck with the 8 book variant, the 8 pants variant, and honestly also the 8 choice variant because um, yeah, so of course the Riki is around the $9 range like any other set, but for the rest of the deck, I think you can honestly pick up a playset for about $200 maybe. If not, if you wait a bit longer, probably like 180. But keep in mind this is an 11 double rare set, so you might find people who are charging a bit more because 11 double rares you're not really guaranteed a full 2 playsets in a case. Next up, Licorico. So what we've discussed so far are 4 decks or 2 decks that are burn 4, and in the current meta we have, I don't know, Hendrickson as well, which is a burn 4 deck. So what does that mean? Well, Licorico was introduced into English, and sadly we do not have a certain PR that is an anti-burn 4 PR. If we did, those decks would be kept in check in some shape or form. Licorico would be a good what you call it, a good anti-meta option, and I would honestly pick up Licorico right now. Prices look stable as for a Weiss market, and with that in mind, like I would pick up the 3-2 Chisato. The 3-2 Chisato is an important part, especially if we get an announcement for the premium booster. People would probably pick it up because in the premium booster, the anti-burn 4 promo does get reprinted, but we don't know if it's gonna be like JP where it's SP only. Same with the other 3 PRs as well that were JP exclusives for a good bit. So yeah, I would pick up Licorico if you are able to, and yeah. Anyways, lastly, we're gonna talk about ReZero. ReZero released in JP with set 3, and by the way, these are commons. These are about $15, $12 commons. They were around the same price as these. But the reason why is because of the effect. And what is that? What is the effect? Well, before we talk about the effect, let me show you Ian. Because of JP, people are thinking, hey, let's why not do the same thing in English? And people are fear mongering, buying out like people are actually buying out. Like, bro, in only the month of November, this one okay, who thought it would be a good idea to buy 80? Who thought it would be a good idea to buy 80 of these copies? Like, okay, cool. And I swear to God, if someone actually bought 80, like 160 sold, and who bought it? Like, who in their right mind bought 80 of these, dude? Like, this is this shouldn't have been wise. This happens more in like Yu-Gi-Oh, where people like mass buy something like that, and it's not a good investment to do something like this, and it's kind of a dick move. But yeah, it's artificially inflated towards $3. Like, it makes sense for JP because supply and demand and so forth, and it's like multiple people buying it. But come on, Weiss is already small enough. If we see someone list like 80 of these on TCG Player, we'll probably know like who it is. They'll probably be smart, just list 4 at a time, but it'll probably accumulate over time where we figure out who the fuck bought 80 of these and thought, yeah, I'm gonna let the skyrocket. But sure, I was gonna say buy these out or buy whatever you can for what you need, but I think seeing this is kind of hilarious. Like, I don't think you need to buy 80 of them, dude. Like, yeah. But for the card, it's basically like you choose one of the vanillas and you put in your stock. It's basically the same thing that Bunny Girl has with the Futaba and Sakata, the one that got choice restricted. And this might be the same case where if it does become a problem with ReZero, as much as how much Bunny Girl was, where this type of card was a problem, we might see the same thing happening where it will get choice restricted as well. Lastly, yeah, this card is very good. Uh, when you basically it's a clean cut, and it's the only clean cut, and it's a $25 clean cut now, and it's it's not that bought out, but because ReZero 2 released like very early on, not a lot of people would have it in English, so hopefully Bushro does a reprint for it, like how it did with Bunny Girl. But yeah, because Bushro really, yeah, like Bushro, you need a reprint because you can't be allowed this type of stuff to happen. Anyways, it's a very short market watch. My throat is dead. So yeah. Anyways, guys, hope you all enjoy. I'll see you guys when I come back, and hopefully I don't die on plane. Bye.